So here I am late at night, and yet I'm about to make a video because I can't sleep. It's kind of I had a headache all day, and it's kind of stormy there. So first off, I gotta say I watched Lauren's Rob's reviews, like it was a 58-minute update, and if you haven't seen it, really cool stuff. He got some movies that I really want. Jealous there a bit. Really seriously check it out. Also, I've been watching a lot of different videos. Logan's had some great stuff. I've shared those on here. Catching up on Falgar stuff. If you haven't caught up on Falgar yet, you really should. Now, I got a sneak peek of a new reviewer coming up, Parsnip Burger, Matthew. And I've talked with Parsnip a few times, but he's finally going to be making videos on here. And if you're not familiar with him, he's a really good commenter on this on my channel and on other channels as well. Now he's really into the Oscars. He knows these Oscars and his awards and stuff like that. And he has his trivia and Pat, so it's going to be really interesting when he comes on here and like debuts his channel actually live, because he's got some really decent stuff that he's going to be showing off, some really good collection stuff that you're going to want to see. And he's going to be talking about a lot of films, and he's got the Oscar connections. We really got that down pat. And something that I think he should run with when he's doing these videos. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on YouTube right now. So many great people. We got Super Chick, and of course Nikki. She just does all kinds of amazing stuff. Lola's Basement is back and is doing some great stuff. Joe's House of Horrors, actually, after a long bit off of YouTube, kind of like living actual real life right there. Is back, and he's back with a few of his friends, and they're doing and they got their own channel, which is really worth checking out. So just go to Joe's House Horrors channel. There's a link on his video basically saying he's moved, and it's basically going to show the videos of what him and his friends are doing together. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. From what I've seen before, it's going to go in some pretty awesome places, and they don't mind talking about whatever they want to talk about, which is really cool. So I'm really going to dig seeing that. Man, there's so many people that Enready did a new video, and his stuff is becoming more common here recently, and which is really good. I love every time Killer Nerd, when Mark puts something up, I always look forward to that. So many really cool people on here. I don't want, this is not really a shout video, this is just kind of like letting you know about some people that I regularly watch and that I'm looking forward to videos of. There's Leroy Green, when he puts out stuff, which is not often enough, glued to the set for that one. Same with Trey Passer. I don't get to comment enough on your stuff, Trey Passer, but I do watch everything that you do, and really enjoy it. I got to start getting back to commenting on not just on other people's videos, but on my own videos. I tend to like I'll slack off, and then I'll like do a bunch at once, because I'll just start reading the comments, and I'll like start commenting back on people. So I do read every single comment, and unfortunately recently I haven't been able to get back as much as I possibly can, or even get on here as much as I possibly can, but I'm working my best to change that and to get my channel underway again. My birthday is on March 31st, so I'm going to be doing a birthday haul then. So, and I haven't, this is 1 year that I'm not quite sure what I'm getting. I better have given me early birthday presents this year. So she said she got me something, DVD or Blu-ray wise, one of it, and so we'll see what that is there. And I kind of think I know what my mother's got me, so you guys will be able to see that as well. And I think I'm doing some book stuff on here, well, basically some non-fiction type book reviews, and maybe some horror comic reviews and some comic storyline reviews as well. Not sure how many of you guys are interested in that stuff. You guys can let me know. You know, basically stuff like the kind of like some slasher books, some biography stuff like that I want to really talk about, some series that I like. I just want to broaden it a bit. And anyway, my MGM one, the whole thing was named after. Let's get into that. And see if I do have anything new in the MGM stuff. Not really so much new. This is kind of just a refresher talking about the my MGM collection. I plan to do a smaller one, just do like my handful of trauma, because I really need a trauma full moon, because I really need to get more full moon. But here we go. I'll end off with the Midnite movies, double feature type stuff like that. I'll start with the normal kind of stuff. So, After Midnight is an anthology horror that has a Marriage Haugenberger, the girl from CSI. And it actually isn't bad. I gotta say, I didn't mind it. Big pound of seagulls in this one as well. It is a flipper disc, but actually pretty decent. It only runs like 93 minutes long, and doesn't give you time for the movie to get actually boring. If you're a fan of anthologies, it's not the best anthology out there, but it is a good one, and it really deserves to be watched. I'd love to see Scream Factory do a Blu-ray release of this one. There's enough people that are still around, they could actually get some interviews, get a commentary going. So, it'd be cool to see what they'll do with that. It's done by Ken and Jim Wheat. That's a double feature. You're not getting it yet. Another one that I'm hoping to see Scream Factory or Arrow, either one of them put out down the road, is one that I personally really enjoyed. And it's a different little film. It's kind of a quirky, different take on the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story, and it stars Anthony Perkins. It's Edge of Sanity. I just thought it was a really good movie, really fun. Something that I thoroughly enjoyed. And it was different. It was, of course, it was one of a weird, again, sexual obsession type of thing with the Mr. Hyde character. And this one's done more like his in a kind of comes through drugs. And again, MGM's got the flipper disc. Because back then they wanted people to have the choice between widescreen and full screen, and there'd be like flipping the disc. I really like them better when they're not flippers, but that's why I love to see a Blu-ray of this one. Unfortunately, Anthony Perkins passed on, so we couldn't hear from him. But it'd be interesting to hear from like the people around that made this film and their thoughts on Perkins and stuff like that. This one is becoming a Scream Factory release, and one I'm really looking forward to. Actually, a few of these are. And if you haven't seen the movie, I really suggest you pick it up. And it's a movie called Scarecrows. Scream Factory is in a really cool release of this one. Hopefully I have some really decent features on there. I think they announced some stuff, but I can't remember right now. It's late. It's a really neat film, really different film. It's got a lot of atmosphere. And it's one that kind of flew under the radar when it came out, but it's since become a kind of cult classic. Scream Factory, when they started going to put this in, they were going to put it on a double feature, and they didn't realize what kind of a backlash that would have, because this movie does have a strong following. On the website, I was one of the people that spoke out to have it not be a double feature, have it be like a single release. Me and Lauren from Mom's Reviews actually were two of the pretty outspoken people there, and we are really big fans of Scream Factory, so we wouldn't do it like the troll or like the hate on Scream Factory. Obviously, you guys know from back there I'm a really big fan, and I'm a big collector of Scream Factory stuff, so it was good to see them relent and give us Scarecrows the release that it deserves. Next up is another one that Scream Factory is playing it that I'm extremely excited about, and that is Howling 2. Your Sister is a Werewolf. If you've seen like any of my reviews, so if you've seen my following movie, TV show, first episode review, not a lot of people did, because apparently not a lot of people watch that one. By the way, just so you know, Scarecrows actually does have a cool picture disc. Then you probably saw me with the white sunglasses on that I use my Mad Cat sunglasses. It's kind of like my Christopher Lee Howling 2 sunglasses, I kind of call them. And it was my tribute to that. So, there's a reason to watch the videos that you're not always think maybe the most interesting ones. They can have stuff in there that you miss, just weird stuff. Howling 2 was a fun film. Is it a great film? No, it's not a great film. Philip Morad did it, and this was his first Howling film. He would go on to make Howling 3. Now, Howling 3 was said by him to be the Howling film he wanted to make, and this wasn't. I enjoyed this way more than Howling 3. I really do. Howling 3 is good for it's unintentional humor. There's so much laughs in Howling 3 that I love it. But this one here I just found really fun. I got Christopher Lee in this one. The Sybil Danning's in here, and she is dressed. That is Sybil Danning, and yeah, damn. Reb Brown is one of the main stars. So this movie wasn't high on the acting level. Christopher Lee gets his paycheck in this one, and he does the job that Christopher Lee does, but it was kind of interesting to see. Next up is one that is out by Scream Factory. Unfortunately, it hasn't showed up or in here yet, and I'm very disappointed in that fact because this is one that I really wanted. Uh, I really wanted it. So I got the DVD of it here, but again, it's a flipper disc, just like the Howling one was a flipper disc. And one of the big ones I was looking forward to from Screamer, there's two that didn't show up here, which I'm hoping will show up later on because I was really disappointed, was Robert Englund's Phantom of the Opera, and the other one was Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror Double Feature. Neither one showed up here in Newfoundland yet, and I know I can probably find them somewhere online. I just haven't had the time, or I'm really not buying anything until after my birthday because I want to see what my better half's getting me, and I want to double over there, or my cousin as well. Actually, usually gives me something really cool for my birthday. So, Family Opera. It's Lauren's birthday this month, by the way, too, guys. So remember that, Ron's Ruse. So watch for him to have like probably a cool birthday haul. His is on the 26th. We're both Aries. Final curtain is about to drop. This was a really cool movie, actually. It didn't get the love that it deserved, and I think it's because of the time it came out. Basically the horror was pretty much it was going down at the time, and not from the fact that the films, there's just so much of it out there. It was just so overexposed at the time. Family Opera was supposed to be part of a two-part series, actually. It was the start of it. This was going to be a new franchise. Basically, you're going to get, there's like some kind of like modern day and mostly like the older style Family Opera stuff in here. Now, the second one was supposed to be like Phantom of New York or something like that was the title of it. And we've got Jill Schoelen in this one here, and Robert Englund. I was really in love with Jill Schoelen, which was amazing. I still do think she's an amazing actress. So see how this series started, how the Phantom was done, and then be like bummed that there wasn't actually a follow-up, because I really would love to see a follow-up to that. Next up is a Cronenberg classic, and this one does have the disc, and it's The Brood. The Brood is one that freaked me out when I was a kid, actually. Those little, well, the Brood, actually, the creatures that, and that scene with the icky scene. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? If you've seen this movie, you should. David Cronenberg, and Cronenberg does some amazing stuff. Just some incredible stuff. This has Oliver Reed and Samantha Eggar, two fantastic actors in here, and I just love this movie. If you haven't, I don't want to give too much away with this film. It's a really cool. This is one of Cronenberg's like kind of like medical horror type of things, kind of body horror type of films that he did so well. It's such a creepiness and such a cold style that works really well. There's atmosphere like is dripping out the screen in this film here, and Oliver Reed does just such an amazing part. Definitely check this one out. The Brood is an amazing film. I'm really hoping that it's true that Criterion will be putting it out, because I know it deserves a Blu-ray upgrade, and I want to say it so. My Criterion Screen Factory Arrow, come on, somebody put out The Brood. I really want to see a Blu-ray release of this one. Speaking of things that are probably going to sometime have a Blu-ray release, and probably as a double feature or something like that, is that little-known MGM slasher film that came out in the I think it was the early 90s. Yeah, in the 2000s, actually, so even later. So, and by the 2000s, not a lot of people were probably watching a lot of these slasher films. These things were like coming and going pretty fast, going straight to DVD. Most people didn't know about them. This one had an interesting cover. And was it a great film? No, but was it a fun film? I thought so. I'm not going to pretend this is a good film by any stretch of the imagination. But that being said, I love slasher films, and I thought this was just fun. Silly, but fun. And the cover is just amazing, and it's a movie called Shredder. Yeah, you do have a guy that's killing snowboarders. There's some decent shots in here. The reasoning for the kills is pretty utterly ridiculous, and but it runs at 86 minutes long, so you really don't get time to get bored. Though if you don't like slasher movies, this will not change your mind on slasher films. However, if you're a diehard slasher fan like I am, you're probably going to want to have it in your collection, because it's just one of those movies that, well, look at the case. Yeah. Next up is one that I do have a Scream Factory edition of, but I just kept this one. Thought it had a cool case, and I really like this movie. Great cast. And let's see, does Shredder have a... Yeah, see, Shredder had a cool picture disc as well. They have one of the kind of like little MGM slips in there, which I really like. You know, the scene selection, cast, all that stuff on it. Next up is Leviathan, and as you can tell, yeah, very Jaws-like. But I really love the lenticular cover because it's a great cast in Leviathan. This one I did upgrade during the Scream Shocktober sale, and I was really glad that I did. Got some great stuff in the on the Blu-ray. Of course, this one does again have the picture disc, so it's really cool to keep, like the MGMs as well that you like. I don't get rid of the MGMs just because I've upgraded to the Blu-rays, unless there's sometimes. But I've been trying to collect a lot of these now, so whenever I find stuff, which is not very often. Lately, finding MGM stuff has been a lot harder than it used to be. We used to have a lot of other like video stores here, and the Canadian Tire used to carry a lot of movies. And when they did, they'd have like a bunch of the MGM stuff that would really kind of snap up. Next up is another one that I have that's basically a Scream Factory edition as well. And I just, again, it has actually pretty cool thing and a booklet as well, so that was kind of cool here. So it's Lord of Illusions, and as you can see, it's got a picture disc. It actually has a booklet here. Some mostly pictures, a bit of a, talking about the sorcerer, the definitive lord of illusions, new kind of horror, tricks of the trade, talks about the cast, just some interesting stuff. I thought it was a real cool, trippy film, and unlike a lot of the MGM ones that you see on here, this one does have some decent features, footage not seen in the theaters or as part of the director's cut. Got an audio commentary, an introductory letter by Clark Becker, what's in here. 8-page booklet, isolated musical score, which of course is a big deal with the Twilight Time films. Next up is the classic film. This is classic. David Hess film, The Last House on the Left, the collector's edition. Now, a lot of people do not like this film, or they find it kind of offensive and stuff, and I do understand. It's not for everybody. I do enjoy the film. I think that there's a humanity to the film that that's surprisingly lacking in other films that try to copy this. You go just for the shock. And I don't think that this movie went just for the shock. I think that there's more humanity in Last House on Left than a lot of people realize. And it gets stuck behind like some of the other stuff that people remember, or kind of some of the goofy music that was used, or the kind of cops were played as jokes, which really kind of was a weird way to run with it. But there's a scene after they do it where they kind of look and they have this kind of wash in their... It's just a really good sequence after when they realize what they've done. And it's the scene that makes the difference for me between that and just pure exploitation. So it's another cool one. A lot of good features on here, by the way. We've got an audio commentary with David Hess, Mark Scheffler, and Fred Lincoln. We got Standing Still, the legacy of the Last House on the Left featurette with Wes Craven. Celluloid Crime of the Century documentary. Scoring Last House featurette. Tales That Would Tear Your Heart Out, unfinished short film by Wes Craven. I don't know if I've ever watched that. And deleted scenes and before scene footage. Fred Lincoln. My God, that name sounds familiar. Fred Lincoln. Fred Lincoln. Okay, it's... Sean Cunningham. I think I watched the Cinema Snob review that mentioned Fred Lincoln, whether it was a joke or not, in a Friday the 13th, a nude beginning. Yeah, the porn kind of absolutely not, but pretending to be a spoof of Friday the 13th. Squirm. Even if you don't like worms, this is great for the commentary. Jeff Lieberman does really good commentaries on his films. This one was kind of made me squirm a bit. Again, we got the kind of the picture disc there. Covers unique. Both Arrow and Scream Factory have editions of this one out. If you guys know which one's the better one to get, let me know which one has more features or which one you think is the edition of Squirm to pick up, because I would really like to upgrade this one. Next up is a movie that is considered a classic now, but when I originally saw it, I was completely underwhelmed. I'm not going to lie to you. And there's just certain movies that hit people first and didn't hit me till later on. And, and there's a reason which I'll get to in the next film I'll show you. So it's Silence of the Lambs, a classic, Academy Award-winning film. Great film. First time I saw it, I was completely underwhelmed. I thought it was interesting. I thought some of it was, It just didn't hit me the way that it hit a lot of people when I first saw it. I just really didn't get into the Anthony Hopkins character the way that a lot of people did. I love the series Hannibal now, by the way, but I really do kind of see that as the definitive Hannibal right now. I honestly do over Hopkins. That's just me. Obviously, Hopkins did a great job. He did a very elaborate character, that very scene-chewing character. This is a great edition, by the way. This one is a 2-disc edition. So I'll flip it open for you guys. The first one, basically, it's just the disc. The second one is, well, the disc, the movie. And the second one is just like a bunch of bonus features. There's the collector's edition. You get like a booklet and a bunch of recipes for kid you not, recipes actually. Chicken liver and fava bean crostini, foie gras and fava bean salad. So just some recipe cards, courtesy of your amazing Hannibal. Very fun stuff, and it's cool the way they put together. It's a very well done set. I love the way that's done there. I love that. It's very cool stuff. And I'm glad I got my collection. Here's the reason I wasn't really big on the movie when I first saw it, because I first saw Manhunter. And Manhunter stars basically William Peterson from CSI. And actually this would pretty much cement him in being able to make the TV series they wanted to make with CBS. He would be actually put on contract, and he would be look over scripts and stuff like that. Then he would keep him on contract because he knew that once they found the right show for him, it would be huge, and the show would be amazing. And it was with CSI. It was a big hit for CBS, so they did the right thing. So he played. He was the star of this one here, and he was the Will Graham character that you see on Hannibal. For me, he is the definitive Will Graham. And it had Brian Cox in a very underplayed role of Hannibal Lecter, but I really liked the way that he did it. I'm a really big fan of Brian Cox as an actor, so it took me a while to get used to Anthony Hopkins' very elaborate portrayal of the character of Hannibal Lecter. And that was completely opposite, I know, of most people. But personally, for me, I really did like what Brian Cox did in this film. I thought this film was so understated. Michael Mann did an amazing job with this one here. Manhunter is a favorite film of mine, and I know it doesn't get the love that a lot of the movies that they get, like Red Dragon, of course, the remake, and the Hannibal films like Hannibal and Hannibal Rising, all that stuff, whatever. But I thought Manhunter was a great film. I really do. I think it's one of my favorites. That's on to the Midnite movies. The Monster That Challenged the World is one that I picked up, and by the way, just so you know, because we're doing a tally with these here, Manhunter again has the picture disc. Picked this one up, I think it was in Gander. If you know the area here, just got a pretty plain disc there. But I really enjoy these monster films. It's just a fun one. And kind of cheesy, this big slug-like creature, gigantic thing. I love these films. They usually run pretty short. This one here is like 84 minutes long, which actually is fairly long for this type of film. But these things never get boring. They're just kind of fun. And if you like these monster films from back in the day, This one is done in 1957, so probably in glorious black and white, right? And you gotta love that. Next up is one, The People That Time Forgot, and I'm a huge fan of this one. I like these films. They're cheesy. This one's got Patrick Bain, of course, guest star Doug McClure, who had starred in The Land That Time Forgot, which was the original one. And again, basically the plain black disc. But I really did enjoy this film. And next up is one that's not a midnight movie, so I want to get this one away before I go any further. And it is The Curse and Curse 2. This is the one I strongly recommend anybody pick up. They are very fun films. It is a flipper disc, however, but The Curse and Curse 2 couldn't be any more different. But I do love them both. I find them both to be extremely fun films. And if you haven't seen them, really check them out. This one has a beautiful cover, and I'm not sure if I got this one in my set or not, but if I don't have this on Blu-ray, it does definitely have to be upgraded to Blu-ray. I think I do have it in my first Vincent Price set. If not, I do want to get the Arrow set down the road as well, because that one has some great stuff on it. And of course, The Pit and the Pendulum, and this one here, like minute-to-minute movies, has features. It has the rare prologue, of course, out of commentary with Roger Corman. This is a fantastic film. If you have not seen this Pit and Pendulum, it's one to see. Here's one that's coming out on Scream Factory that it got me excited. And yes, it has the classic black. Okay, we're going to stop looking for that. Tobe Hooper, for me, it's a classic. I love this movie. Gave it the classic black disc, and which I think all those have, but I like the fact they have fun facts on the back as well. Invaders from Mars. People think that didn't get the tone right, or it wasn't promoted right. I think it wasn't promoted right, actually. But I had a lot of fun with this movie. I liked the fact that the original Martian guy kind of show up in a special cameo. What a great cast, though. I mean, look, we got Karen Black in here, Timothy Bottoms there, Lorraine Newman, James Karen, Bud Cort, Louise Fletcher. What a cast this film has. Just what an amazing cast. And just a fun film. I'm eagerly awaiting the Blu-ray of that edition. There. Next up is War Gods of the Deep. It's a Vincent Price film that not a lot of people really talk about. I love these, all these kind of black cases. A lot of special features, just basically a theatrical trailer. It's great fun facts on the back. I love the fact they show the original poster art there. But I love this cover as well, by the way. It's a beautiful cover. I love the colors in it. And just doing some great stuff. Vincent Price, it's very, I guess, what would you call this one? Kind of a Nemo-esque type story. Anyway, check it out. Next up is one of their 4 movie packs. And it's a minute movie one. But you know what? There's one. This is not a minute movie one. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Because I really did enjoy this one here. It was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's also got Club Dread and Killer Tomato Strike Back. And the cool thing about this is each one of these here are on their own discs. So I got this one for Killer Clowns. But, the other one's kind of fun too. Some Club Dread tends to be one of those that people either love it or they hate it. And there's no two ways about it for that film. But I thought it was, for what it was pretty decent. Next up is a 4 movie pack. A really odd combination of films, actually. But I like that fact. They're very kind of fun films, cheesy films. They're sci-fi films. And there's 4 here. Morons from Outer Space, Alien from L.A., The Man from Planet X, and The Angry Red Planet. Just really different films. All sci-fi films, but all very differently done. And this one here is put on 2 flipper discs. Which is a shame. I'd love to see them on their own full disc. But again, Alien from LA it's PG rated, which is unfortunate because of the gorgeous Kathy Ireland in it. And basically, this was her acting debut, and she was everybody went. Kathy Ireland was one of those Sports Illustrated swimsuit models that she is extremely beautiful, and seeing her in that movie is just incredible. I just want to see more. Next up was the double feature. I'm a huge Vincent Price fan, so you can see a lot of this stuff here. Mask of the Red Death and the Premature Burial. No, the Premature Burial isn't Vincent Price. That one is Ray Milland, who's another great actor. It also has Hazel Court, who's in some Hammer stuff, and she's does some great stuff in here as well. Screenplay by Charles Beaumont. Uh, Again, a fun one. One of the flipper discs, unfortunately, but that's what they did with some of these here. Here's one that I got, and I still got one of these movies made it to the Screen Factory. I'm hoping the other one's going to make it to the Screen Factory label as well. Two films are The Attic and The Crawlspace. Crawlspace, obviously, is the Screen Factory one that has the, it's done by David Schmoller. It has Klaus Kinski in it. It's just a great cast. Now, The Attic is another kind of cool one. It's got, again, Ray Milland, so Carrie Snodgrass. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth checking out. Good double feature, but as good as this one is, I'm going to show you a great double feature. Both these movies have been put out by Arrow. One of them was put up by Screen Factory. I know I've got the Screen Factory edition. I've got the poster actually too, which was amazing. And it's Deranged and Motel Hell. A great double feature. I love the movie Motel Hell. It's really fun, dark humor, very fun film. But Deranged is just such an incredible movie. Robert Blossom does a great job in this. This is not the guy. It is the guy, but it's not much different character than you would see him play later on in Home Alone. But there's some really cool stuff. These just have the trailers on them. I really need to grab the Deranged one because Arrow did such a beautiful edition of it. I seriously need that film. Next up is another one that I have one of, and the other one just never made it. I'm not sure if it will. Maybe it will down the road as a double feature type of thing. But it's this one has The Beast Within, which I do have from the Screen Factory of. There's an Arrow edition as well. And Bad People, which is just a fun, cheesy little film. I'm not sure it'll ever make it to Screen Factory. Maybe it will. They're kind of mining the depths of what they got and just putting that stuff on Blu-ray. That's not a knock on them because they do some great stuff, and I'm glad that some of the stuff that was on DVD is coming on Blu-ray, but it's interesting to see where it'll go from there. This is one of the very few Midnite Movies double features that actually has it on 2 discs. So, and it's I'm falling out of here, so I want to make sure this disc is okay. Yeah. So it's Devils of Darkness and The Witchcraft. I don't remember either one of these films right now. I had fun with them when I watched them. I know Lon Chaney's in Witchcraft, but it says right here, yeah, Lon Chaney. So there, he is in Witchcraft. But I don't remember the films that well right now. There's Witchcraft and Daughter of Darkness, Devils of Darkness. I would like to see more of the MGM double features done like that. Unfortunately, they weren't. Next, last but not least, is the Hammer one. Counter-Strike and Vampire Lovers. I'm a huge fan of Ingrid Pitt. I was completely in love with her when I was younger. She's, of course, at her physical peak in these films here, especially Vampire Lovers. I mean, she is breathtakingly beautiful. There's some great special features on both these. Audio commentaries. Of course, Camilla, read by Excerpts by Ingrid Pitt. And I have the upgraded to the Screen Factory edition of Vampire Lovers, but until Counter-Strike comes out on Screen Factory, or I think another company put it, Snaps or something like that. One I definitely have to upgrade down the road too. I don't find Counter-Strike to be the quickest movie, but I just really did enjoy it. Okay, so this is now hitting exactly 3 o'clock here, 3 a.m., and I'm nowhere close to being sleepy enough to go to sleep, but I got to try because I got work in the morning, and from 10 to 6:30, bam, that's where I'm at. On Tuesday, inshallah, my better half is going as the trip that she's going to go on for business, and it's going to take her out till Friday. So hopefully you guys are going to see me on here a little bit more, because, well, what else am I going to do, right, after I get off work? So, except eat and play video games. And I got a headshot in Call of Duty, first game playing, so I was very proud of that, because I'm not the best Call of Duty player. I do my best. I may do some like videos down the road on Twitch and stuff. But right now, I got a lot of these MGM movies to put back. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you did. If there's movies that you want to know more about. I was in between doing like other collection things and stuff like that, and I will down the road. I want to get to go through all my stuff basically again as I do kind of discover stuff that I may have forgotten about. This is one of the biggest things for me when I'm doing collection videos, is that as I'm going through this, I'm finding movies that I haven't watched or I haven't watched in a long time, and I just really realize, okay, I really want to watch that movie again. That's one of the great things. So if you've got a YouTube channel and you're kind of wondering, like, okay, what am I going to do tonight? Maybe a cool collection video is a good way to basically figure out where you want to go with your videos, or just where you want to go with your watching. And that's why I do these here. This is kind of like for me, which I hope you guys enjoy as well. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and all the jazz. Say hello to the giant red lobster head in the sky, and for me right now, you can tell my voice is going, so you know what time it is, guys. It is seriously 110% time for tea. Have a fantastic night, and hopefully it's not going to be stormy there as it is here.